Hi friends, how are we all doing? In today's reading vlog, because there always has to be some weird way that I am picking what I'm reading apparently, we are going to be letting a colour wheel pick what I read. So we are going to be spinning a colour wheel, hence why I'm in my colourful jumper. We're going to be spinning a colour wheel and then I have to read a book with that colour cover. It's pretty self-explanatory. Shall we just get into it? I'm excited to see what it means I read. And let's test out whether colourful books means I like them more? I don't know. I'm just looking for anything, basically, for me to not just read 3.5s in this vlog, is what we're hoping for. So let's go see what we're going to be reading. Okay, hello friends. It's time to pick our first book. We're either going to read 2 or 3 books in this video, depending on how fast I read, or slow I read. We'll see. Because I haven't been reading very fast this year, but I would like to read 3, but if we just read 2, we read 2. So we're going to pick them one at a time, which I think is more exciting. So we're not going to know the whole TBR video, we're only going to know what we're reading next. Here is our wheel of colours. I feel like I didn't make this. I added the black, white, brown, grey, because I feel like there's a lot of book covers that are like those colours. Some of these are like amber, orange, like they're quite specific. So we'll just see how we do. Shall we just spin and find out our first colour? And then we have to read a book with that colour cover. Oh my god. What's it going to be? Indigo. Indigo. An indigo cover? Do I have an indigo cover?
Oh, that's beautiful, Sandy. I love the colors that you chose.
Okay, wait. I struggle to remember covers. Let's look at my reading spreadsheet and look at my 25 and 2025 and see if there's any on here that I feel like fit indigo. Okay, I feel like this book Kills does, but I'm supposed to be reading that in another vlog, although I could just read it for this vlog. Law Olympus, maybe? I feel like this book Kills is the closest to like their indigo, but I'm reading that in another video. I could just read it for this. Let's go over to the books and see. Okay, what have we got? The Mystery Guest by Nita Prose. Is that indigo? I don't think that's quite indigo, is it? That's more blue. Indigo. Indigo is such a weird colour. Okay, I've gathered a few options. Here, wait, where, okay. This book Kills is, I think, probably the most indigo. I was literally supposed to be reading this week anyway. For a vlog I've now had to push back because I wasn't going to get, it's 5 books and I wasn't going to get them all read this week. But let's hold up other books. We could read this and then just read less books in that vlog. But let's use it as an example. We got 10,000 Stitches. I don't think that's indigo enough. Only on the Weekends by Dean Atta. That could be an option. I've been meaning to read this for so long. Another one I've been meaning to read for so long. The Mirror Season by Annie McMore. Isn't that pretty? I love the colours on this one. So maybe that's quite a good one for indigo. Or we've also got Family Law by Elizabeth Acevedo. I'm feeling like it should be one of these 3. Here's the thing, I will read this book anyway, so I think we should use this as an opportunity to get something else off of my TBR, because we'll read this in another video. So I think one of these 2. They're both YA, which I haven't been having the best luck with, but they're both from authors who I've really enjoyed before. I think The Mirror Season is maybe a better indigo. It's a beautiful cover. So we're going to read this. I think read the first like 20 pages of this once for a video that ended up getting scrapped. I think this is quite a heavy book, so apparently I need to be prepared for that. But yes, beautiful cover. So hopefully that will translate to a beautiful inside as well. But before we start reading, I have to go tell you about something very, very exciting that I have been, well, I haven't really been trying out. Some very important people, beings in my life I've been trying out. So let's go talk about it. Hey Dina, you wanna come say hello? Oh! You wanna tell everyone about what you've been loving? You want to tell everyone about the food? So I want to tell you guys about the cat food that I've been giving my cats lately. We have been using Catkin, who are very kindly working with me on this video and sponsoring this portion of the video. The cats have been having Catkin, which is the UK's first and most loved fresh food cat company. And listen, they have been obsessed, particularly Dina. Dina loves food. She's our resident foodie. She's like, Megan, what are you doing? So with Catkin, the thing that makes it different and so good for cats, it is 100% high quality, human quality meat and fish, which no one, she really wants to come see you. She's climbing along the countertop. She's so naughty. Hello. Okay, she's just gonna stand here with me. Just know that she's down here. And it's frozen to keep it fresh. It's gently cooked and then it's frozen and you keep it in the freezer until you're ready to give it to them. You take it out, put it in the fridge like the day before, it defrosts, and then you give it to the cats. And so it keeps it fresh for them. You know, a lot of like other modern cat food, like it's got preservatives in it to make it last for a long time, whereas Catkin is focusing on the high quality meat. And that is really important for the health of cats because they're carnivores. They need meat to thrive. So this has been defrosting. Oh my god, Dida's jumped up on the counter. Don't show them how misbehaved you are. She's just so... Oh my god. Dida, no. Dida, that's really... Oh my goodness, this cat. So it comes pre-portioned. And you're just gonna put it in the bowl and we're gonna mash it up for them. Yes! Isn't it exciting? Yummy, 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 yum. And then I'm just gonna put some of the sprinkles, the chicken sprinkles, on top. Dida, for example, the problem we're having with Dida is she's always begging for more food. This girl can eat. She's a grown girl. She's always hungry. And the thing with like other cat food companies is that they're often filled with fillers to kind of bulk the meal out. So it's not giving your cat the nutrients that they need. But with Catkin, your cat gets 100% human quality meat and they get the nutrients they need to feel full and satisfied for a long time. Is that yummy? Can you hear her noises? Keep eating. Mmm. Is that so yummy? She loves it. She's obsessed. They also do tailored portions for your cats. So you put in information about your cats when you're ordering, and it'll be tailored portions for your specific cat's needs, which is really good. So I have different portions for the different cats. They also love the treats. Hang on, let me try and show you. What's this? She's running. Come here. Come on. You're gonna show them how much you love these treats. What's that? Can you take it out of my hand? Oh! She's like, let me at it. Look, I got some here. Okay, she loves them. There she is. Can you see her? Oh, she's just out of shot. She loves her treats, Dida does. She loves them. So, you guys can use my code, which is Miko50, which will get you 50% off. We've only just started them on Catkin, but they've been really, really enjoying it. There's so many different recipes as well. I think there's 7 different recipes of like pig or turkey or beef or fish or whatever. We've been focusing on giving them chicken because... Oh, this cat. God, guys. Promise we clean our countertops before we cook, because this one doesn't know that she's not supposed to be on countertops. So yeah, I'll leave them down below because I know a lot of you have kitties too. And yeah, I'm gonna keep feeding them Catkin and give another review in a future video. And honestly, we've only been using it a few days, but I'm already seeing a huge benefit, particularly with her, and her hunger levels have seemed much more stable throughout the day. So yeah, we've been loving it. So I'll leave the link down below to Catkin, and I think you guys should check it out. Oh, she's trying to knock these off the countertop. What were you trying to do? What were you trying to do? You should not be on here, and you know it. You're showing off. I promise we don't let her sit on here. Enough treats, you just had some. Bye-bye. Good morning, friends. I just had morning reading experience with my patrons, and I am halfway through The Mirror Season by Anna Marie McLemore. I got through this very, very quickly, and I don't want to say I'm loving this because this book is so heavy that almost feels wrong, but I think this book is wonderful. I was not expecting to have this strong a reaction from this book. So basically all you need to know, and I really don't want to spoil too much with this book because I think experiencing it is to know it, but you are following 2 young adults, 2 teenagers. We're reading from the girl's perspective, but it's really to do with both of them. And they were both essayed at a party on the same night. And she remembers, and he doesn't seem to remember. Or he kind of knows, but he doesn't know what happened to her. And he doesn't know that she was kind of like involved, not involved is the wrong word, but like that they both had this shared experience or what have you. And after this, she loses her ability she works at like her family's like bakery. It's all said in the Spanish terminology, which I will butcher, but she works there and she like has this gift, or has always had this gift, that when people walk in she knows what pan dulce they want, which I think is like basically what pastry that they want, from my understanding. Those of you who speak Spanish know exactly what it is. But she loses it after this event, but she finds, the boy goes to the school and she finds that by helping him she starts to get this gift back. But there's also stuff to do with items turning into mirrored glass that shatters and can get in your eye, and it gets into her eye and like affects her. It's very interesting. The fantasy, the kind of magical realism element in this is very interesting, and I just think this incredibly difficult topic, and this doesn't shy away from how difficult and horrible and hard this book is. So heavy, right? It's such a heavy book, but I think it's handling it with such care and such intelligence and such like for lack of a better word, an interesting way through the kind of magical realism, the mirrors that shatter, or her losing her gift. Like, it's really everything. Every magical realism element in this embodies so much, and it represents so much and means so much, and I just wasn't expecting this to love this as much as I have. I think I've only read one book from Anne Marie McLemore, which was Wild Beauty, which I think I gave maybe like a 3.5, but now I want to read everything from them. I think Anne Marie McLemore's writing is definitely the type that you need to read physically, or at least I do, to really feel the cadence of the words in your own brain versus an audiobook of someone reading it out to you. I'm just in awe at the writing. I'm in awe at how this story is being handled. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to have this strong a reaction, but there was this moment that I haven't experienced anything close to what these characters have experienced, but there's a moment, a lot of what this book centers on is kind of like her getting herself back. And I think we've all been there, where like you lose yourself, and like maybe I'm feeling a bit like that. No, not to compare anything I'm experiencing to what this character's experiencing, but where you've kind of lost yourself a bit. And you do things that get little bits of yourself back, and it hit me like a train. I don't know, like a ton of bricks. Again, what I experienced, nothing. Guys, this is what these characters are going through is horrific. But just that notion of like how to get yourself back when you've lost yourself, once you've lost parts of yourself, and how it feels when you feel those parts returning, and like I don't know. I just think it's so beautiful. I was kind of like thinking this would be like another 3.5, like every other book that I've rated at the moment. But I don't think it's going to be. I'm really astounded. So yes, I'm going to keep reading it. It's very heavy, but I think it's done with care and intelligence, and a bit of a magic touch with the writing. I don't know. I'm kind of astounded. Also, I love the cover. I just love the cover. I think it's beautiful. So this won't be for everyone. I think if you've experienced essay yourself, I think this could be very triggering. But I don't know. I just think I think it's really beautiful. I think it's really beautiful. So I'm going to continue reading it. I may finish it today, to be honest. All I want to do is read this book. So we'll see. But yes, I don't know. I'm loving it. Is that the right thing to say? I don't know if loving it sounds wrong, but I think it's marvellous.
Gets me almost every time in the midst of summer, watching it in full bloom always makes me wonder when we were just kids, bare feet on warm asphalt. Held our dreams within our hands. It happens every time, I wonder how. But I can see my life so clearly now.
Hello. I have finished The Mirror Season by Anne Marie McLemore, And I'm giving this a 4.5. And the only reason that it's not a 5 is that, like, I didn't keep that 5-star feeling through. I lost the magic. I should have read this all in one day. I should have read it in one sitting. I should have read this book in one sitting, because I read the first half in one sitting and that was absolutely a 5-star. But just, like, you know, a 5-star feeling is like a magic thread that you have to keep hold of. And I didn't quite do that. But I do think that this book is, oh my god, it's magnificent.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique.
When I was saying this book was heavy in the first half, I didn't know what was coming. I didn't know what was coming for me. Wow. I think this is a wonderful, wonderful YA book looking at healing from assault and validating you are a victim, right? If you've experienced this, or if you experienced this, like, people may feel, I'm not what a victim looks like, or what happened to me isn't the stereotypical case of assault, or whatever. But you are still a victim, and you do still, you're entitled to feel however you feel from what you've experienced. And I mean, it was just beautiful. I didn't love Wild Beauty nearly as much as I loved this, and it's made me really want to pick up Anna McLemore's other stuff, because this was just done with such, like, deftness, is that the right word? Like, all of the magical realism-y metaphors were done in such a perfect way, where yes, they're magical realism, yes, there's magic, yes, there's these mirror shards, and yes, she could tell what kind of pastry someone would like when they come into, but it all means something more, right? All of these were metaphors for something more, but they all felt real. Like, our world and this world were coexisting at the same time, and it all was just, like, paced throughout the story perfectly, and everything came to, like, a flow perfect. I mean, I don't know what to say, guys. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful, wonderful book. I don't know, I just think this is a really important YA book to be written, and yeah, I'm just kind of astounded by it. The layers of it. Also, it's like it has a very interesting pacing to it, very interesting structure. It's like very short chapters, and I just feel like it leads you through the story in kind of glimpses. You get glimpse here, glimpse here, glimpse here, and I really enjoy stories like that. I don't know, I loved it. Again, the only reason it's not a 5 is it's not a 5. I didn't feel that feeling throughout, but it is heavy, and I think if you've experienced something, or this is triggering to you, this kind of topic, I would really encourage you to go into it with, like, awareness of that, and only go into it if you're able to read something like that. Because there were moments in the second half where I, like, you ever read something, when you're reading something so horrific that, like, I was putting it down and picking up my phone and just scrolling through social media without even realizing I'd done it, because, like, my brain was, like, trying to get away from what I was reading. But then I was like, no, I actually need to sit with this and to take it in and to be present and to, like, bear witness. I mean, these are fictional characters, but, you know, I think it's important to bear witness to these things for people who've experienced stuff like this in real life. I really was not expecting to enjoy this as much as I did. This has been on my TBR for, like, 3 years, probably. I just feel like now was the perfect time to read it. I don't know why I feel like that, but it truly is a wonderful book. Okay, let's go pick another book. Oh, I just realized I've left my laptop downstairs. Okay, BRB. I gotta go get it, and then we'll be back to pick another book. Okay, it's time to pick our second book. I think I'm only gonna read this one more book in this vlog. Apologies, guys. I'm trying to get myself back together, which is why I've done a few vlogs where I'm only reading 2 books. I'll get there, and I've got some bigger vlog projects planned for April of 2025, dear God, okay.
How many people were scared? Me too. I was really, really scared.
Moving on. I've worn a colourful jumper today, and I've got rid of the other colours I added, like the black, the grey, the brown, because I decided, no, we want colour. We want colour today, you know? I want a colourful book, because hopefully that worked so well last time. So hopefully colour will bring us good luck. Let's spin. Oh my god, I clicked that too quickly. What? What? Orange. We need to read an orange book. Right, again, let's go to my reading spreadsheet. Is there anything that's that kind of orange? No, there's nothing orange. Oh, okay. What am I gonna pick? Okay, hang on. It's like a paler orange. Right, let's go have a look, shall we? Okay, I've gathered some options. I don't know if I'm super in the mood for any of these. So my first thoughts were In the Dream House or On Earth as It Is on Television, but I feel like both of these lean more of the deep orange on that colour wheel, right? Okay. Then we have Ophelia After All and The Fall of Whit Rivera. Which I feel like are closer to the correct orange. But both these are YA. Am I going to read another YA? Maybe. Apparently.
I can't do it.
You can! You can do it! You can! You can!
Is there anything else that I'm like in the mood to read? Oh, I really want to read The Phoenix Keeper. But again, I feel like that's more of the deep orange or even red. If I'm true to myself, these are the two closest that I found. Oh, what one do I want to read more? Both of these are more light-hearted, kind of queer. Actually, I'm not sure if this one is queer. Both of these are more like light-hearted YA romances. I don't know! And my camera's running out of battery, out of camera space. Ip dip do the cat through the dog chicken books out goes you. So am I reading Ophelia After All? Is that what I'm doing? Is that what I'm doing? Okay, we're gonna read Ophelia After All. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, am I doing that? I feel like I wanted to read this one more. No, John, I feel like this fits the orange better. So we're gonna go with Ophelia After All. Okay, I'll let you know my thoughts when a little bit of the way through. But this is intriguing. Okay. Okie dokie. I am about halfway through Ophelia After All by Raquel Marie. Let's talk about it. So this is about Ophelia, who it's really following her, and she's in her final year at school, and it's following her and her friend group. She's a romantic at heart, but then she finds herself thinking more and more about a girl in her class, Talia, and she is kind of grappling with these feelings because she's kind of been like seen as like boy obsessed, like there's always like a boy you always fancy, and then suddenly she's kind of getting feelings for this girl, and she's like trying to figure out what that means. And that's basically what this book is. And it's like there's little side plots with stuff romantically that her friends are going through together with each other. And that's basically what you need to know. It's basically a cute, queer, YA contemporary romance. Slash, like, there's a lot of YA books like this where there's like a romantic element, but a lot of it is more about the main character unpacking things about themselves and coming to realization and like coming of age, you know?
Like the year of just realizing stuff, and everyone around me were all just like realizing things.
It's fine. It's fine. The problem is me. The problem is me in that I think these cute YA contemporaries are just not what I enjoy reading anymore. And they were once upon a time, and there's probably quite a lot on my TBR still. But I just don't know if I'm ever going to give them a 5-star, apart from if it's like Heartstopper, that's something separate. I'm not reading a lot of YA, and if I am reading YA, I think I'm more likely to want something heavy hitting, like The Mirror Season, or like a mystery thriller, like something like Sadie, you know, is one of my favourite books ever, or like, I'm thinking of on my TBR, This Book Kills, I really want to read. You know, I think the YA I'm interested is more heavy hitting if it is contemporary, or more thriller mystery, and just something like this, it's lovely. It's great. I'm sure for like, you know, particularly younger YA readers, this is like such an important thing to read and something that people would resonate with so much, and like I'm so glad that this kind of fiction exists for the target demographic, but I rate on my enjoyment. At the moment, I'm not saying it's bad, it's probably like a 3.5. Yeah, somewhere in that. It's a pleasant read. I'm enjoying my time reading it, but I don't particularly have a lot of thoughts on it. Like, I'm kind of reading it from a distance. Like, I almost can't make any commentary on it because I'm kind of just like reading it, I don't know how to explain this, without any thoughts, like from a distance, like a kind of like objective observer of, oh, this is good for the people who it's meant for. This is good for the people who want to read it, but I am not necessarily anymore the person who wants to read it. You know what I mean? It's interesting also that we've had 2 YA in this vlog, but I was thinking that probably makes sense because I think YA covers are much more likely to be colourful. Yeah. That's my thoughts.
At this point, I don't have anything to talk about. There's nothing that I want to say.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. 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 I like the relationship she's got with her parents. The friendship group is quite large. There's a lot of interesting dynamics between characters. Like, she's got a lot of, like, what is good about this book in particular, I'd say, is that she's got a lot of running storylines. Like, there's a storyline with her and Talia, but there's a storyline with her and Sammy, who's her childhood friend, or her and, what's her name? Begins with an A. She's got a friend beginning with an A. And then there's like Sammy and another guy, Fancy Lindsay, who's one of her friends. And like there's just a lot of friendship dynamics between characters, which I think is very strong, because sometimes you read books like this and it's literally the main character and the side characters just exist to kind of serve their story, and it doesn't feel like that. She's an observer of some of their stories, which I think is an interesting dynamic. I also think this is very strong for a debut. I believe this author used to be a booktuber as well, which is interesting. I think it's a strong YA contemporary debut, particularly for the target audience, but I'm not going to rate this super high, is what we're ending on. So I'm gonna finish this tonight. I'll probably see you in the morning. I'm actually packing tomorrow to go on holiday. I'm so excited. Get me out of here. Get me in the sun, please. I need to escape life for a week. But anyways, that's where we are. I'll tell you in the morning my thoughts, but if I had to predict, it's going to be another 3.5, and I've given out 10,000 3.5s this year. My average rating so far this year is a 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, you know what I mean? I just want to read some things that aren't a 3.5. Which hopefully I will do this week on holiday. I'm going to read some Agatha, I'm going to read some Lady Hardcastle. Lady Hardcastle's always, I mean, Lady Hardcastle can refresh me. Like, bring me back to life, you know what I mean? Oh no, we just love the Mirror season. I'm just fed up of giving things a 3.5. Because 3.5s, I don't even usually have a strong opinion on, you know? I'm just like, it was good. It's great. No, not great. 4 is great. Good, yeah, enjoyed it. A 3 is like, nah, you know. 3.5 is like, yeah. But not memorable, and not something I want to stick on, and not something I particularly have anything to say about. 3.5s are the one rating I have the least to say about. I'm really scraping the barrel, and I've had 10,000 3.5s this year. So anyway, we'll talk about that in my quarterly wrap-up, which will be coming soon. But anyways, I'm rambling. I will see you tomorrow morning with my final thoughts. But I've loved reading some colour. Maybe we'll have to do this again at some point. Maybe with series. Do I have many series with colourful covers? I don't know. Anyways, I will see you later. So, I finished Ophelia After All last night. I need to take the bookmark out. It seems like I read the entire second half just audibly. I finished Ophelia After All last night, and I am giving this 3.5 stars, but it's a very strong 3.5. I'm going to give it a 4 on Goodreads. This went in a direction I really was not expecting. When I spoke to you last, I felt like, oh, this is really predictable. Like, this story, I know exactly where it's going to go beat for beat. I've seen this film before, you know what I mean? But it had, I guess you would call it a twist, kind of in the second half. And I was like, wow, okay, this book is saying something and doing something that I was not expecting.
I'm in a complete state of shock. I forgot what I was going to say.
I really appreciate what this book was saying. And like I said, I am not the target audience. I'm not the target audience, and I don't think this genre is really what I should be looking to buy or read anymore. In fact, I don't think it is. I think a lot of the remnants of these kind of books on my TBR are from kind of like 2022 when I was still dipping my toe in that world, and so I still have quite a few of them on my TBR, but they're not really what I'm reading. And that's okay, you know, not everyone has to love everything, but I did really enjoy this. But like, I could just tell that there's a level of me not enjoying this because of what I usually enjoy, you know what I mean? But I do think this is a really strong YA contemporary debut in particular, and I think it says a lot of really important things for young teenagers unpacking their sexuality and what that means to them and who they are and unpacking their identity. And I think there's a really, you know, a lot of helpful conversations in here surrounding that. And yeah, I really have to commend it for taking the risk that it took with where it goes on the second half. So yeah, it did surprise me a bit. I was pleasantly surprised, but just for my enjoyment, it is probably still does shake out to a 3.5. Another one to add to the ever-growing pile of 3.5s.
You're joking. Not another one? Oh, for God's sake, I can't stand this.
I've read this, yeah, the worst rating. Well, no, not the worst. I mean, I don't want to be reading books I hate, but like, at least I'm enjoying them. But I'm just resenting the existence of these 3.5s, you know? You know, Anyways, thank you so much for watching this little vlog that I did. Like I said, hopefully bigger vlog projects will be coming in April. I'm going on holiday tomorrow. By the time you're seeing this, I'll be on a beach, hopefully. And I'm just hoping that I'll come back a new person. Or just refreshed at the very least. So anyways, I love you all so much, and I'll see you very soon in another video. Bye!